This week I'm here to ruin your childhood, and we're talking kids and buffet breakfasts.
Plus, stick around, we're talking all things gender reveals from cringy moments to epic fails.
That up to 20 cats were killed.
What? Pocahontas is ruined.
Dumb.
The amount of deaths and like...
From gender reveals.
From gender reveal parties.
Well, I'm going to kick it off with a thought this week while you sip your coffee. Chai. You know how we do like click and collect and everything like that?
Yeah.
You ever wondered what it would be like if you got Aldi click and collect or order online?
I would love Aldi to do click and collect.
What do they do with substitutions? Like, oh, sorry, we don't have bananas, but here's a 4-person toaster. Like, or here's a veggie garden. Like, what do you get? Like, anyway, this is my random thought. I was like, imagine what you would get if you got substitutions from Aldi. You could really score.
I mean, I still feel like it'd be like when you get substitutions from Coles, it'd be like for like, but...
I don't know.
Oh, well, that's a little
If
insight.
they don't have any bananas...
Then you get your money back in it. Anyway.
I'd rather special buy.
A lottery of special buy random.
Lottery. Yeah, lucky dip. Special
Here's
buy.
a mattress.
Correct. It's a freaking cheap mattress.
Oh, gosh. Well, we are back. Thank you to those who listen on day of release. We are a day late this week because we were on holidays over the weekend.
We were.
And we very much underestimated how tired we would be coming back. And we forgot that you need a holiday from your holidays when you've got little kids. It's not holidays.
Well, that brings me to my nay, which is I need a holiday after my holiday. Because doing 4 days of theme parks.
It wasn't even a big holiday. It was 4 days.
It was 4 full days of theme parks with the kids. Yeah. And then sleeping in
in the room with them, yes, because we stayed at the resort at one of the theme parks. And so, yeah, it's you're all in one room. Even if we wanted to pay more, I don't think you could get a room with other rooms.
I think they have them, but they're like well booked out years.
Yeah, gosh.
We don't care that much.
No.
But like, 2 queen beds in a room. So the kids share, we share, we've got a cot and.
Yeah. We're all up together. We're all down together. It was actually really fun, but it was
good.
Exhausting.
It's just a lot.
Yeah.
And then like dinner at either restaurants or cafes or buffet.
Yeah.
Which brings you to your nay.
Oh, my nay was the buffet. I was so excited. Previously, prior to the kids being this age, buffets were my favorite part of holidays. Breakfast buffet. I live for a good breakfast buffet.
I love a good buffet.
So I was so excited. It was even one of the things I hyped the kids up for was we're gonna have buffet for breakfast every morning, and we did it one night for dinner as well. And I was like, there's all this food and you can have anything and everything. But I guess I didn't realize the math of there's 2 of us and 3 of them, and we can only carry so many plates. So we did not at any point all sit down and eat together. At all.
It was very short.
It was very short-lived because by the time I'd finished getting all 3 of them food and you were sitting there supervising, one of them had already finished their pancakes and wanted more. And then by the time I got that and my food and then you went and got yours, the next one was finished and we were all up and down constantly getting food. And it was not a fun experience.
It's just a rat race.
Because usually I go and the chef will make you eggs however you want. Like they've got the scrambled eggs and
yeah, you gave up on and just went.
It took too long to wait. I was like, if I don't get this food now, we're going to be eating breakfast for over an hour just from having to be up and down to get to the table. Because we're a full family, we were sat up the back as well because of the high chair and all the stuff.
I don't know if you noticed, but I just went the scrambled eggs too by the end of it because
I was not waiting for I was like, much as I want them.
They were so small.
Yeah.
And it was not worth it anyway. So. But
the line for the pancake machine was always enormous. And of course, all they wanted was pancakes. We eat pancakes at home. Then it's not like it's some special. I thought they'd be stoked that there was like potato jams and
no,
didn't want bacon, didn't want eggs, just wanted pancakes.
Well, we don't have pancakes. We only have pancakes on holidays. So pancakes are
do them
holidays
on weekends. But yes, I get it. So anyway, that was something for me I did not expect to be ruined. Like there are parts of holidays I expect it to be exhausting and I expect to be run off my feet, but I did not expect breakfast buffets to be ruined.
Oh, it's only a season.
Well,
what was your yay? Because your yay ties into my nay.
I figure next holidays will be better because Mackenzie will be old enough to hold her plate. I tried one night. I tried to let her hold her plate. She dropped her entire plate on the floor. Anyway, that was fun. That was the night after the morning when the toddler threw my plate on the floor. Anyway, lots of fun. My yay though, one of the days we went to Warner Brothers Movie World, and so DC.
Oh, we did 2 days.
Yeah, but this
one
specific
of the
day we went, and so Hartley's always been interested in Batman, but this was the beginning of his Batman era, and we bought him.
I was very proud.
We bought him the cape and we bought him the mask, and walking out of the shop, he put the mask on. And he was so cute.
That was very cute.
I've got it on video. He was like, "Mommy," and comes running out and then stops, and you can see him process, and he pulls the mask up and he's like, "It's me, Hartley." Puts it back on. Like he 100% thought because he was wearing the costume, I would think he was Batman.
Except now, I don't know. He's never liked being called anything else but Hartley.
Well, no, because then I played into it and he liked it at first. At first he liked me being like, "Oh, it's Batman. Where did Hartley go? It's Batman." He liked it for a whole 5 minutes, and then
I don't believe you.
Now he insists that I have to know it's Hartley because
Mummy
needs to know it's me.
And he's like, "Don't call me Batman. I'm Hartley." I was like, okay.
Very worried about getting confused as Batman.
So yes, it was cute.
So very cute. So yes, we're in our
Batman and ran away from
Batman. He was petrified of the actual Batman.
And was happy to watch Batman from afar.
Yeah.
And
to be fair, Batman's a bit scary. Like,
yeah. And even though it's a nice cushy suit at Movie World, it's got some nice padding on it.
Does that make you feel better?
I've got padding too. It's just different type of padding. Anyway,
so what was your yay?
My yay was, well, now that they're old enough to do actual rides, was kind of fun scarring them.
Oh, I wish we could share photos. We don't put our kids' faces on here just for their own privacy and internet safety. But the faces on the rides after.
The faces on the rides was quite good.
There were a couple we put them on that in hindsight we were like, we probably shouldn't have done that.
Fine. Mackenzie decided to give everything a go and be brave. And then it was a one-time offer.
Yeah.
She loved one of them with me until the drop at the end, and then that was too fast, too intense for her.
I saw you coming out carrying her. She was like clinging to you, like the adrenaline was still in her body and she was shaking, and I was like, oopsies.
Yeah. And then the others, again, Mackenzie, one-time offer, didn't like it. She just hates the rough. Too fast, too rough. Hartley's, he likes it, but I think he likes the rush of it, but then gets scared, but then wants to do it again.
He did the adult roller coaster 3 times. Each time he got off and was like, "That was too scary. I hated it." And then half an hour later was like, "Can we do that one again?"
But shuts his eyes. But like sits there shutting his eyes with a grin and cuddles on your arm and just sits there and hold hands, okay, and just holds your hand and off he goes, and you just okay. Also, small nay.
Yeah.
Prepping for school holidays, all the good rides were shut or broken.
Yeah. I forgot school holidays were coming. We've got school holidays next week in Australia, and I thought I had another 2 weeks, but anyway. Yay for me. That's mum life.
Cool story. I saw a TikTok going around and I was like, oh, that's interesting. But then I looked into it. Turns out it's fake.
Oh, yeah.
But
what a shocker. Can't believe everything on the internet.
TikTok. Oh, my God. I saw it on TikTok. But
we are on TikTok, though, by the way.
Do you like my also, I just realized too, I've got like my half sick man voice on today. So it's like
So what did you find on TikTok?
Oh, okay. The TikTok one, the Super Mario, you know, it's like, "It's me, Mario."
Yeah.
The TikTok going around, it's done the rounds for a couple of years. I've seen it, where it's like, "Oh, did you know that he's not actually saying it's a me, it's saying itsumi, which is Japanese for super?" It's not. Super is like some other weird word in Japanese that I can't say.
So he is actually saying.
So he's saying it's a me. Yeah. All you need to do is log on to the Nintendo website.
Yeah.
And literally there is a it's a me Mario toy.
Yeah. Okay.
Like it's me. Like
It's a me.
Anyway.
Yep.
So it's like it's the phrase. So, bow, bow. So this just sent me down the rabbit hole of like childhood characters,
Really?
TV shows.
You found a rabbit hole. Sorry, if you're new to listening, I usually do these rabbit hole deep dives into random facts on the internet. So it's actually really refreshing to have Sam do one.
Did you know we almost didn't have Big Bird post the 80s? I think. NASA invited Big Bird to go on the Challenger shuttle mission to encourage kids to get interested in space.
Is that the one that blew up?
Yeah, that's the one that blew up. Yeah. Had the plan been followed through, millions of kids would have watched Big Bird and the spacecraft explode live on television.
Whoever made the call not to do that,
Well,
right call.
I think they offered, he never accepted, and it just never happened.
Yeah.
It was like, so this is from the puppeteer. He's like, I once got a letter from NASA asking if I would be willing to join a mission to orbit the Earth as Big Bird to encourage kids to get interested in space. He was officially the first civilian asked to go up in the space shuttle,
Oh, cool.
but he said no and lived. That's awkward. Anyway, it has been reported. So this is a TBC, hasn't been confirmed. It has been reported that up to 20 cats were killed in the making of Milo and Otis, the movie.
What? I mean, I know standards across the board have changed since, however, like, was that the 90s or the 80s?
Yeah, probably 90s. Great movie. I mean,
There was no RSPCA back then, apparently.
MGM Studios. Okay, so this one's a hectic one. MGM Studios starved Julie Garland, so Wizard of Oz,
Yeah.
Dorothy, by putting her on a diet of just chicken soup and coffee. They also gave her pep pills so she would work 72 hours straight and then sleeping tablets when they wanted her to rest
Whoa.
because they body shamed her.
Gosh.
Yeah.
That's not, I've heard other stories about like the set of Wizard of Oz. Like, didn't the Tin Man, the stuff that was in the paint, like given
The original Tin Man had aluminium dust in it and he got,
real sick?
breathing difficulties, and then old mate got replaced.
Jeez.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Another fun fact from Wizard of Oz.
Okay.
The lion suit
Yeah.
is made of real lion hair.
Oh. Yeah,
They
there
wanted
really
it to
was
be
no
realistic.
like RSPCA or PETA or whatever they're called.
It was the 20s. Like anything went, well, clearly.
Whoa.
In reality,
Yeah.
if Pocahontas was real,
Oh, don't ruin Pocahontas.
John Smith would have been 28 years old when he met Pocahontas. He was 10.
Oh, you did. Pocahontas is ruined. Okay, what else are you ruining before, like?
O.J. Simpson was almost cast as Terminator.
Oh, I don't care about Terminator.
No. But James Cameron thought he was too pleasant
Too pleasant.
to portray a dark character. Well, that took a twist, didn't it? The average lifespan of a lion in the wild is 15 years.
So,
Simba would have died about 20 years ago.
oh gosh.
Poor Simba.
Are you just trying to ruin
Yeah.
all our childhoods?
Simba and Nala are either siblings or cousins
Yeah, I've heard that before.
because there's
You've had
only
to
two
come to-
male lions. Yeah. Roald Dahl. It's
Yeah.
like Matilda and BFG and the rest
Yeah.
of it. Apparently he was like incredibly anti-Semitic. Like to the point where the family
I
put
love
out...
the big friendly giant. Don't ruin that.
He wasn't big or friendly. To the point where the Dahl family put out an official apology in 2020.
Oh.
Like that bad. Yeah. The theme song for Arthur. Yeah, Arthur the TV
Oh
show.
yeah.
You know, it's all reggae.
Everybody say hey, hey.
Yeah, but you know how it's like all reggae? Like
Yeah.
Anyway. That's because it was sung by the son of Bob Marley.
Ah.
Ziggy Marley.
Okay, so we're not totally destroying childhood.
No, that was a random thing. No.
That was just a random fact.
Mark Hamill,
Yeah.
Luke Skywalker,
Yeah.
is the voice of many childhood characters, mainly all of the Joker in all the cartoons. He's the voice of Joker.
Getting his dark side out somewhere.
Yeah, and he's very good at it. Donnie from Wild Thornberrys
Yeah.
was voiced by the bass player from Chili Peppers, Flea. Or it's just yeah.
I'm still very confused by what this segment was. It started out
I don't
with
know. It was just random ass facts by me for childhood characters and movies and
you
things.
started out trying to destroy our childhood and then just like
And just gone
devolved
on a-
into, oh, that's interesting. I'm going to talk about it.
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay, well, to bring us back into some sort of like
You're welcome.
theme, we are talking about gender reveal parties this week. If you follow us on socials, you see I keep putting questions out there just to kind of, well, I stopped putting the question out there because it was very apparent how people feel about gender reveal parties. It's either you're the sort of person who has one or who hates them. And about 90% of the internet are people who hate them.
Because people do it stupidly.
Well, yes.
Or crap.
Yeah.
Do it properly or not at all.
So to start this, a few weeks ago, we shared the story of the couple that did theirs on the plane, and we were both like, that's not okay to trap people in an aeroplane. Literally total strangers on the plane. They did the cake in the air over the ocean. Yeah, 300 strangers. So anyway, I was very surprised, not that people hated it, but by the stories that we got sent. Because I was like, send me the wild ones, send me I obviously knew that there's been some bad ones, but like the amount of deaths and like
From gender reveals.
from gender reveal parties. Anyway, I'm going to get to those later because I'm going to start with the ones I was expecting to get, the cringy ones, the bad ones that someone sent in. I saw this one where the whole family gathered around the toilet and flushed the toilet, the blue, like if it was blue detergent for a boy, pink detergent for a girl. And I went and found the video and it is just as cringe as it sounds. It's so cringy.
Why toy? Anyway. All right, next one.
The next one was someone sent in, and I shouldn't have Googled, but I did Google the photo. It was a cake, but it was like, and I love the idea of a gender reveal cake. I think we did one, but it was a cake. It was a birth cake. Like it was a cake that looks like a vagina with a doll coming out of, like, I'm going to show you this cake.
How's it a gender reveal cake?
Like, so you cut it open and the color inside is the color.
Okay. Next.
There was a couple in Florida years ago who used, okay, how Florida does this sound? Used their pet alligator to reveal the gender of their 10th child by having it bite down on a balloon full of coloured powder.
I love Florida.
Just pet alligator, just on its own.
Florida.
I'm like, what? And then, 10th child
I love
biting a balloon.
I didn't even hear 10th child. My goodness.
I had lots of fun watching the baseball ones where it's like, or a tennis ball or a baseball where they have to hit
It's meant to explode.
And it's meant to explode, but
They don't.
fatal flaw in that is what if you miss, because then it still goes off. And so that's a fun one to scroll. Or like there's one where he hits it, but he smacks it straight into the mum's face.
I've seen those.
It's like,
I've just seen ones
So
where
cringe.
they like don't explode.
yeah. Then, and the confetti cannon fails. We've done a confetti cannon one for our family just to like let the family know and do something fun for the family. But there were lots of probably unintentional vasectomies happening with reverse cannons. The dad's getting the cannons the wrong way around and shooting themselves. That's a lot of videos. There was one also of like pyrotechnics and the dad accidentally stood over the one of the cannons that was shooting the powder and the lights and you see he was in light coloured shorts and you see him fall over and it's like a blue all on his butt. It's
But-
like, dude, that's
But how dumb, like, you know it's going to happen. It's not subtle if it's like a cannon.
One close to home for us because it was in Queensland, but like was all over the news everywhere.
The Hoon one?
Was the guy in the Commodore doing the burnout,
Up the bogan.
doing burnouts with it was blue. They were having a boy. Congratulations. It was a boy. But like it went for a long time and then the car caught on fire. Like the wheels exploded and the chalk caught on fire. And so that was part of one of the stories that was in the series of around when the fires happened from the gender reveal, which I will share in a moment.
The Bougainmobile ones are always good. Because, they always end up either on fire or something bad happens. Yeah. Bogans be bogans.
Yeah, so someone actually sent in when I put the question out, they replied, they were like, the Commodore ones give me the ick. I was like, literally. Yeah, I get it. Although at the same time, I can think...
As soon as you see like gender reveal and then you see a Commodore in it, you go, oh, here we go. Something's going to explode.
Although in saying that, there are members of our family that are like love cars, and I can imagine if they ever did anything, it would probably be something like that.
Yeah.
Just they're smart enough to do it well though and not explode their car. There's a baby pinata, which sounds like a great idea. Hit the pinata, find out what's inside. Except they're hitting a baby. I'm like watching this video. I'm like, you're literally beating a baby to see what its insides are. This is not okay. And then the weird dancing babies, like in big inflatable baby costumes, dancing around. Like, woo, it's a boy, but it's like cringe.
That's weird.
Cringy.
Nope.
And then you get all the staged ones, like the wrestling matches and the swimming race and
WWE stuff.
One of the most cringy and the last in the cringe series is one I've never seen it before. It was a person dressed as, I'm assuming, a stork, like, the story of a stork.
Yeah, bringing a baby in. Yep.
But dressed all in white. The costume is terrible. And it's this person in a boom lift lifting them over a wall and they're like dangling, super awkward. Look at this photo. Super awkward. They come over the wall, sit down on the ground, hand a piece of paper to the parents. The parents open the piece of paper and go, oh, it's I don't remember what it was, whether it was a boy or girl. And then awkwardly just gets dragged back over the wall. And that's the gender reveal. And I was just like, if you're just going to open the piece of paper, just do that at the ultrasound place or over a normal cake.
Let alone illegally hanging someone from a boom lift. Anyway, we won't go there, will we?
So I think after doing all of this, my stance
Ours weren't so bad.
No, my stance on gender reveals is it's a nice thing to do with your family if people are excited within reason.
But don't be dumb.
The amount of within reason is too vague for some people, I think.
It's just dumb.
Well, let's go to the real dumb ones then. Because who knew gender reveals were so dangerous? Because honestly, the amount of people who have died. So in 2021, 2 people were killed when a plane streaming a sign saying baby girl crashed into the waters off Cancun. The family were watching the plane and could be heard screaming, "It's a girl!" When the plane started falling out of the sky. 2 out of the 6 people on board died. And I read that one and I was like, cool, okay, you can't really blame a whole plane crash.
That's not really
the plane could have been hired for anything. It was a plane for hire. Could have crashed. But then there was another one in Mexico where the plane was dropping the pink powder and the wing failed and it crashed in a nearby field. You literally watch the video and it's pink powder, yay, everyone's yay, 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 and the person keeps following the plane and the plane literally just crashes in the background.
Yeah, cool.
Okay. So that's not really silly people, but obviously dangerous.
I think the note there is just don't use planes.
Yeah. Yes.
Unless you're in the Air Force and then use a jet.
That's still Sam's favourite. Sam's very much don't do gender reveals. They're stupid unless you haven't fighter jet.
Or unless, yeah.
Doesn't work. Yeah. Anyway, in 2021, a dad-to-be in New York was killed while building a device to shower coloured powder that instead exploded.
Dumb.
Right. Well, and then we get to the fires. In 2017, a gender reveal party in the Coronado National Forest started what's known as the Sawmill Fire, which was caused by a detonation of a target packed with explosives. Yep. The fire burned for 7 days over 46,000 acres and cost over $8 million to suppress, with over 800 personnel involved in fighting it.
Yep.
Thankfully, no one was injured, died, and no buildings were destroyed. But in 2020, we still hadn't learned our lesson. A California wildfire was started by a family whose gender reveal pyrotechnics went wrong. The inferno spread across nearly 23,000 acres and burned for 71 days. It cost over $43 million to suppress. The fire also resulted in the death of a firefighter, with 13 other injuries, roads closed, and 20 buildings destroyed.
Mm-hmm. Don't use a smoke thing in grass.
It is not worth it.
Because they are hot.
And
they burn. And they start fires.
Just have a cake.
Yeah, I'll do that. Or we did a smoke thing.
Well, we didn't really know.
For Mackenzie. Oh, no, but I was amazed how hot it was.
Yeah.
It burnt.
I know.
And then people do it in, like, national parks.
Yes, we were on the beach, so that was a bit different. That felt safe. Beach, ocean, right there.
Yeah.
So after those fires, the mummy blogger that's credited with starting gender reveal parties, she came out.
Someone started gender reveal
in 2000.
parties?
Well, they were never a thing. You think about it. Our parents
when did
never.
They start?
In around 2000. Well, in 2008, she did the cake thing, and started.
Okay, anyway.
And it grew from there. Anyway, so she had to come out and she was like, oh my God, no, stop having these stupid parties. For the love of God, stop burning things down to tell everyone about your kid's penis. Of course, I'm getting hate messages. Excuse me for having a cake for my family in 2008. Just because I'm the gender reveal inventor doesn't mean I think people should burn down their communities. Please stop.
Agreed. She did a cake.
It started with cake.
Do cake.
Do cake. In October 2019, a 56-year-old Iowa woman was killed in a gender reveal party explosion by a piece of shrapnel. It's speculated that she was actually the baby's grandma.
Don't do explosions.
Okay, well.
Nah, this is going to be a great idea. I don't know why I went southern like that, but I just picture redneck.
Well, after all of this deep diving and after all of the brutal comments I've been reading on Facebook about how people feel about gender reveal parties, I have come up with a list of rules. I know we're not meant to be helpful, but please.
Just no fires, no explosives. Do a cake and only... No. Let's keep it even more simple. Just do a cake and only a cake. The end.
Keep it simple. No fires. Don't bankrupt yourself. Don't kill anyone. Be ready for either gender. That was one thing. If you were going to have gender disappointment, don't film it. Do it privately. Deal with your disappointment. Don't record that for your children one day. Hug each other afterwards. That was one. If you want to see an unhealthy relationship fall apart, to watch some of the gender reveal things out there. Invite whoever you want, but some people won't want to come. Accept that. Don't do gifts. It's not a baby shower. And remember that the internet is forever. So if it fails, don't put the video up. That's something I think often. I see the videos and I was like, why did you share that?
Or do a cake. It won't fail. No one dies.
No exploding cakes, please.
No exploding cakes. Coloured icing in the middle. Cut the cake. Done.
Anyway, I don't know if we'll ever come back to the gender reveal topic because it was
a bit wild.
It was wild and like people feel very strongly. Like go find our Facebook post if you want to see the brutal comments of like how people feel about gender reveal. I have
opinions on certain gender reveals, but yeah.
I think it's fine if it's a fun thing for your family, not for anyway.
No cars, no explosions, no fires. No planes.
We are coming back next week. We do need you to send your stories in.
What stories?
Well, the confessional is always open. We always love a good fail, parent fail, kid fail, funny story. Please always send those in. But we are coming back to, going slightly off brand, but in a good way, helpful hacks.
That's right.
We started a little while ago asking the question, what's a lesser known hack or useful item that before parenting you would never have believed was helpful?
Yep.
Most underrated thing ever for parents. And if you're watching this on YouTube, like this video right now. You have no idea how much it helps. Share this with your friends, follow us on socials, and come back next week for more laughs.
That's all, folks.